All right, people, we're gonna get started early today, cause I got something to do, and
Well, you should have let
it's
me know,
very
bro. We could have started
and
earlier.
it's very important that I do this. Very important. Oh man, we talk a nice little piece of change here, so I got to get out of here to get myself together here. Oh man, Ted, I saw something the other day on HBO doing my research on my man, people. There is so much stuff out there on the internet right now that is absolutely horrible. It is just astronomical. You can sit and watch stuff and everything for damn near a year and don't have to look at the same thing twice. I happen to doing my little old research, and I'm searching through all of my stuff and see what I'm going to watch this evening. So the other evening was a couple of days before now, because I was going to talk about it earlier, but we got talking about other stuff. But today I wanted to bring it up because I thought it was very, very important. Trump and those Republicans got a bad, bad, bad thing going on about erasing our history.
Yep.
They want to erase our history, people. We got a lot of history out there. And I mean, it is just, oh, we are, just like I said yesterday, this our shit. This our shit here. But it just so happened that what I'm going to bring up to today and stuff is not something good that happened, but something bad that happened. And somebody is serving time and everything right now for it. And really, it, it was suspect. You remember somebody named Wayne Williams?
Yeah, I remember that name.
You remember that name? I remembered it also very, very vividly once I had saw it on my research. I said, "You got to be kidding! I had forgotten about that. That guy's still in jail. He'd been trying to get out. About 15 years ago, he tried to get out because he brought up the fact and everything, all the inconsistencies of his arrest and what made the police pick him up. People in the late 80s, there was something that happened here in the Atlanta area that devastated this whole town. Devastated this whole town. There were black children being killed, and nobody realized who was doing it. And it had been going on for a couple of years before the police even put it together that there were children being killed all over the Atlanta area, from the east side, the west side, the south side, and in different counties. Black children were being killed. And by the time they had put it all together, one of the parents and stuff of one of the children who was killed came forth and put pressure on then Mayor Maynard Jackson. People don't realize and stuff that Maynard Jackson had been the mayor of Atlanta for a while during that time. He and as you all know, the airport out there is now been renamed Hartsfield Jackson, and that's why Jackson is in there because of the mayor Maynard Jackson. Maynard Jackson was the first black mayor here in the city of Atlanta, and he served two separate terms because you can only serve 8 years as mayor of the city of Atlanta. You were term limited after the second term. He let one somebody came in, ran for mayor, Maynard turned around and ran for mayor again and won. He was a very, very powerful black man here in the city of Atlanta. A lot of black people, folks, at during his terms and stuff, got rich because of him and the power that he yielded down there in the city capital of Atlanta. But anyway, getting back to this, the mother finally, she was a strong advocate because her child was killed, and she garnered some of the other mothers and stuff here in Atlanta and stuff to put some pressure on the police system and stuff to do something about it. They wouldn't do anything about it. And so she contacted the mayor and asked him to get involved. And the Mayor Jackson, because we still had, white folks and stuff sit around here running the place, didn't want to upset the cart. But eventually they couldn't because about every week there was a child being murdered. Children from the age of 12, 9, 10, all the way up to 17, 18 years old were being killed. Some of them were found all in the woods and stuff around the Atlanta area, right off of the Chattahoochee River, all up in the woods and stuff. And some of the bodies and stuff had been there for so long, they had decayed. So, with the pressure on the Atlanta Police Department, they had to find somebody to be convicted for their crime. Well, up popped Mr. Wayne Williams. He was seen right off the Chattahoochee River riding on his bike, and they found the dead body where the police had caught him out there off the Chattahoochee River. They pulled him in, and Wayne Williams was one of those people and stuff that was smart mouth. His parents and stuff taught him not to be afraid of white people. So when they brought him in there and to the police station and everything, he gave them all kinds of hell. So finally they had to let him go. They let him go, but they watched him for a long time, and eventually they couldn't find out anybody else who had been killing these children because once they arrested him, they said no other children were being killed after they had arrested him and they were following him around. But in actuality, there was. There were children being killed, and the police department decided that they were not going to put these children who were being killed and stuff under that same Atlanta mass children murders. So eventually they couldn't find anybody, so they said they found some evidence and stuff, fluked up evidence they put together and everything, and they brought him back in and they convicted him of killing 26 children here in Atlanta.
I remember
20,
that.
yeah, I remember it very vividly. That's our history, people. And it is well known here in Atlanta. A lot of the parents know that Wayne Williams didn't kill all those kids. He couldn't. It was impossible for him to do it. He had no car. He was riding around on a fucking bike. But he's still in jail for the murders of all those kids. And we are pretty sure and stuff. And I used to come down here visit Atlanta. Everybody in it was pretty sure that these white folks, the Ku Klux Klan, were coming in here, grabbing these kids up and killing them because they weren't killed all the same way. Some of them were shot, some of them were strangled. Now, the district attorney, they there's evidence out there that this man did not do the crime, but they will not turn him loose. He's still sitting in jail after all these many years for a crime he probably didn't even commit.
It's been 30 over 30 years.
Oh yeah, it was the late '80s and stuff. It happened between '80, I think '88 they said, and '92 or something like that. It's when all that stuff was going on. That was part of our history here in the Atlanta area. I mean, it garnered a whole lot of stuff and everything in Atlanta, man. These people were afraid. The children and stuff weren't allowed to go out. Parents were afraid to let the kids go out, and they could not figure out what the hell it is. But most of them think that the Ku Klux Klan was the one that came over here and killed all these kids. They decided that they wanted to murder black kids. I don't believe Wayne Williams did it. Even during that time when they arrested him and everything, they did not convince me and stuff that Wayne Williams did it. And a whole lot of people around the city of Atlanta didn't believe it either, that man had did it. But because he was such a smart mouth, they, the police convicted him. He had a trial. I think he had two trials. I think they brought him back in. They had another trial, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I had to bring that up to you folks and stuff and everything. We have a history, a big history and stuff, bad, good, or whatever. We have a big history out here. So anyway, I had to say that because I looked at that thing and it brought back a lot of memories to it. I'm telling you, man, it brought back a lot of memories and stuff of what went on during that time. I mean, people were absolutely in fear of their children. I came down here a couple of times and visited because my some of my classmates were here. They had moved down here, but it was, man, it was something else there. And it was even after the murders supposedly had stopped and everything, these parents and stuff still were afraid that somebody out there was going to start killing their children again. So, and a lot of the kids were still coming up missing, but they couldn't find their bodies. Whoa,
Well, don't get me off of that
go ahead.
on that. But I think that we as a people have to realize that there are so many anti-black people that's out there, and we have to really, with all the experience and people have knowledge and what have to come up with some type of self-protection. I remember it had to be at least 7 years ago, maybe. There were people driving down the street in Chicago, shooting women, children, and driving off. Boy walking down the street, shot. Little girl walking down the street, shot. Now, maybe some of that might have been a little gang related, I don't know. But it seems to me it was mighty strange because, I lived in Chicago for 16 years. Went all over Chicago, north side, west side, south side, and never had any problems with anybody. And used to used to live in the Blackstone territory. I'll walk by Blackstone, first thing they do, Stone Love, brother. I mean, it was just, to me, I believe, and I don't have any proof on this, but I believe it was white folks that was dressed as black people, had their little masks on, looking like a black person and shooting these people. That's what I believe. It was too many people being shot down. Just like this mysterious thing that's going on right now of, you know, somebody being hung talking about it was suicidal, suicide. And, and I don't particularly, like I consider myself, not a full blown prophet, but I consider myself a prayer warrior, and try to reveal and expose these people. But the devil is real, bro. And he's seeking these people, and they have so much animosity against black people because we have risen to the top, and they don't want no another black president. They don't want any. They look and they say, "Wow, they got 4 or 5 senators black. You got over 75 or 70 uh, black congressmen and another 25 to 30 Latinos. This right here is ridiculous." Now, these are old school people. These ain't the new Americans, that just get off the boat. But some of them is taking up the mantle on themselves. But all I'm saying is I'm sort of kind of getting off kilter here, but I'm just saying that when it comes to power, control, uh, all of those things, money, all those things, these people consistently know that they have a system that's working for them. And I'm not saying all the people, I'm just saying a lot of them know that this system is working for them. When they talk about, when you hear those people over in Fox talking about Americans, they ain't talking about black people. When you hear these commercials and everything talking that crap, they ain't talking to us. But if you go buy their product, okay, that's fine. We take your money. Now there are corporations out there that legitimately uh, advertise and they legitimately include, nationalities, different ethnic groups, and what have you, and they looking to do business as goodwill because they're getting, it's a payback because we do a lot of business with them. So therefore, they hire a lot of black people. They promote a lot of black people. There's a lot of corporations like that. But there are some out there, man, they can care less if they get your business. I don't know what to do or what to say, man. Like I said three things that Martin Luther King said this country is about: racism, militarism, and materialism. And
Economic inequality.
yeah, so
Oh man.
you know, I mean, when you look at what they're trying to do now, Ed, as far as them the Supreme Court, that right there just setting it up. They letting you know this is what we want to do. We want to get rid of the 14th Amendment.
I think that every now and then they will. John Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, doesn't want when it get to a point to where the American people are saying we don't trust the Supreme Court because of the decision that they are making. He turns around and lets the folks and stuff have a win. He gives them one little inkling of hope and everything that the Supreme Court might not be
You
prejudiced
said it
or
right. You said it
yeah,
right.
and then they turn around and give him like the ruling they did for the Fed chair and her particular job as the federal uh, uh, governor, the board of governors and everything. She has a special spot and stuff there. But when they let her win that case, they also put an asterisk in the ruling saying that because she was involved in she was a Fed chair and how the legislative branch of government and stuff devised that branch of the government, the executive government and everything that she was protected, but that he could still fire the rest of the folks and stuff in the executive branch of government without any oversight at all. So they gave and then they took away. They had no business putting in that ruling that he could fire these other people. There was no reason for them to do that, but they did it. They saved Lisa Cook, who was a black woman, but then they turn around and say, well, he can still fire other people. No cause at all for them to put that ruling in there. None whatsoever. That was John Roberts' bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to
Well, we know the
make it
history of
seem,
John
yeah.
Roberts. He goes way back, and he's one of those people that he playing a long game.
His legacy in the Roberts Court is going to be one of the worst Supreme Courts and stuff in the history of this country. The Roberts Court. His name is on this daggone court. His name is on this bullshit. His name is on them messing with those women and stuff and the abortion and stuff and everything. His name is on that. His name is on the Citizens United. You see what they did with that? They told those people and stuff and everything. Yes, they corporations are people, and they can put an unlimited amount of money into an election. There is no ceiling and stuff now for them. They can put whatever they want in there. So these people who are billionaires or these companies and stuff who are trillion dollar companies and stuff can do what the fuck they want to do with this country. And you know what? That money is going to drive these elections. And some of these people are not going to be able to stand up on the barrage of that money. At some point in time, you going to be worth something. You going to give away your soul for something.
And one thing for sure is people will take pennies, nickels, and dimes.
They will do that. Some of them will. Some of them will take a little bit more, but they are going to be bought, and they know it. That somebody has a price tag that they will accept. And I know a lot of those congressmen and stuff right now got a price tag on them, and those lobbyists know what that price tag is, and they done bought them.
Well, think about this, Ed. I was doing a little research on Ethiopia today, and it's not really that complicated. The city is not that complicated, but if you deal into it, I'm sure you can find some stuff. But, you know, not to go on about Ethiopia, but, that was one of the first civilized, independent countries in the continent of Africa. They invented coffee. They don't percolate it, they boil it. And the one thing that you have to realize is that, in my opinion, that when you look at that country, they have different segments of Ethiopians. And a lot of those people, if you do the DNA on them, is from the Middle East. That's why they look the way they look, most of them. And they claim, they claim that Jesus was in Ethiopia from 12, 13 years old till he was 30 years old. That's what they claim. They got all kind of records about it. But when you talk about history and destroy history and all the things, we don't know hardly anything but what we read, Ed, what we study. We try to dig in, research, do footnote, look at the footnotes, dig in this, dig in that, and we try to connect the dots. And we try to figure out what the heck is for. What are we doing? Because there are so many evil, conniving people that only thing they're looking for is almighty dollar or power. And we try to figure out what in the world what is going on. The thing is that what we rely on in this country is that we have uh, good judges, good police officers to protect us from those people that are out there trying to sabotage us or whatever. But they are doing things right now in the banking business. They're doing things in the digital currency. All of those things is jeopardizing our lifestyle. I don't know how we can kind of get into it, tap it, or stop it, or try to get people to really wake up, smell roses, bro. Stop smelling the roses and realize that you got to get engaged as an American. You have to get engaged and stop these politicians from selling out for a few pennies, nickels, and dimes. This country has great potential, great potential. But you have, uh, a lot of people like to call them Sambo soldiers, and they come in all races. Sambo soldiers, they think the white man is everything. You know, they run the show, so therefore they're going to kiss up to them. And, hey, they make their money. That's how they're going to make their money and whatever. But what it does is it really gives them product to all the things that when other people is trying to resist. And now because 90 million people didn't vote, we got a fascist in office who wants to be a dictator and sit there and want to destroy this country, and that's what he's doing. That's
Well,
all thing I can
look,
say. He's destroying this country, bro. I mean, not, I mean, he's bringing a mighty division. President Obama is trying to put a little something out there, but
well,
I wish
he's
Clinton
he's
and Bush.
he is his thing. Ted, in the end, the destruction of this country probably is the last thing on his mind because his mind is on making money. We haven't even realized that this man has made damn near $2 billion in less than 2 years. $2 billion.
Ed, I'm gonna ask you a question. Making money for what?
The what?
Making money for what?
For himself and his family.
Man, he don't give a shit about his kids.
Man, yes he does. Didn't you see them
No,
standing
he do not.
outside? Yes, he did. He cares about them little knucklehead boys he got.
No, he do not, man. He
Don
don't care
Jr. He care
about
about them little
none of his
knuckleheads.
kids.
He care about them
They
knuckleheads.
all they all on their own, and it ain't about the
And,
money.
and he putting money in their pockets. He
They
is
got
putting
money.
money. He putting money in their pocket. He cares about them. He cares more about them than
Okay,
he
well
does
I ain't gonna argue
than
about
he
that.
than he does the American people.
I'm not gonna argue about that because he don't give a shit about the money. He don't give a shit about his kids. What he care about is his power and his name.
And that money brings
He
power.
don't give a shit about that money.
That money brings
What is
power.
what do you need money for?
He wants that money because it projects power.
Ed, his little 10, 12 billion, whatever he got, I don't even believe it's that much. But man, that's
That
pennies, nickels,
that
and dimes to these doggone 50
but
million,
that's
100 million people,
but that's
billion
power
people.
to him. That is power to him. That money is power to him. That money
Okay,
means power to him. I watched the interview that he did earlier this morning. And during that whole interview, they kept asking him about what you do with it. Well, I got money. And he kept saying that. I got money. I got money, so money make money. He cares about that money. He does. Uh, I guess they now have given him put enough money into that big ass brand new 747 that he got from Qatar. So they put down the old 747 and stuff that he used to ride in. Now they're riding in luxury and stuff. They're flying in big luxury now. They done put over $1 billion in that goddamn plane that Qatar had gave him. $1 billion of our goddamn money. Anyway, there's if we look around, these goddamn hedge fund people, these billionaires on Wall Street, they got something that they're doing, and they're buying up property and stuff all over the country, and they're buying it up with borrowed money. BlackRock and all those other companies who are buying these places up, they're borrowing this money and they're buying up property that they're going to own. with borrowed money, not theirs. They're borrowing this money and buying up everything that they can put their hands on. So that means that there's something going on. These billionaires ain't out here buying up all these properties for nothing. We getting ready to have a big ass goddamn fall, and it's going to be horrible. How in the hell have they stopped 20% of the oil flow coming out of the Persian Gulf, and the oil prices still haven't hit $100? All this
Yeah, and
trade,
they tell us that the reserves is very low.
it is. It's getting critically low, but it's still trading at around $70 a barrel, and nobody can figure that shit out. How in the hell are they doing this? And we find out that ain't a whole lot of goddamn ships flowing through the Straits of Hormuz. Not a whole lot. And the ones that are going through the Straits of Hormuz aren't going to Europe and the United States. They're going to these other countries. And most of them are controlled by Iran. Iran got more oil leaving out of that daggone Gulf than anybody right now.
Well, I'm saying this, and this right here is just speculation, my opinion. These oil people have made so much money the first 6 months of the year.
They done make so much damn money, it's a crying shame.
So they just manipulating the prices
They manipulating the markets.
so that Trump can look good. So
Absolutely.
there won't be so much complaint.
Absolutely. And they shooting for that goddamn midterm.
There you go. And if they hold on till here we are in July, if they hold on to the middle or the end of August, maybe longer, I don't know, but we'll see.
We shall see. They are trying to keep him in office. They want him to get to that midterm and keep the Republicans in power. Because you know if they can get to them last 2 years and stuff, he gonna really put this country in debt. He gonna pass that 40 trillion quick. He done hit 37. Now he gonna pass that 40. He gotta hit that 40 trillion in debt.
Well, the thing is that if you look at the whole situation, I know you heard that senator run off all the illegal shit that he done, and in the last 500 days. And the thing is that if Elon Musk pop his damn head up and start getting involved, we know it's a setup. Because his ass got all these little minions out there that know how to work these systems. And we don't have anybody out there that's savvy enough to, this stuff takes a lot of work, man. I heard one lawyer, he's out there talking about he got over 100 cases against Trump. There are so many lawsuits that's against this man. People got hundreds and hundreds of lawsuits. And these people there's a lot of people out there trying, man. But see, this is the sad part about it. These people, and I'm talking about, when I say these people, I'm talking about these so-called liberals. They are, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but in my opinion, they are so fascinated about getting, being in power, but then don't do shit for people. Only thing they want to do is look important, be important, and that's it. But don't get shit done to really help people. You know, like improving the school system, doing things, when they get power, or making sure that these people that want businesses have loans. Now, Joe Biden was trying to do that, but the point is that you have to really focus on getting these things done. And these people won't do that, like improving neighborhoods, all those things, helping people, bring up the people that's in the, 30%, that's, you got your 1%, you got your 20%, and then the rest of the people need help. The rest of the people need help because they already told us that 50%, over 50% of the people is living from paycheck to paycheck.
And if you ask those congressmen and stuff about that, the only thing they have to say, well, we can just suffer just a little bit more and everything's going to be fine. Just do a little bit more suffering, everything's going to be fine. They ain't suffering now. But anybody else who were their constituents, the first thing they said, well, it'll be over with in a little bit, just a few more. Just give us a few more days, a few more weeks and stuff. We're going to straighten this out. And it never gets straightened out. And they just raking in the money because every last one of them son of guns that went into that House or the Senate now, if they lose their election, they coming out millionaires because they got plenty of money that they're getting putting into their daggone pocket, and they're getting rich off of that. And Trump has allowed them to get rich. He has opened the door to that daggone all the daggone graft and grift that they want, and that's exactly why those Congress people aren't concerned about him getting grift and graft because they're doing the same damn thing. They
There you
running, they
go.
going, they in the stock market, they in all that shit and stuff to make as much money as they can and then get
You
out.
had one of your congressmen in Georgia got called out for it and caught. They didn't even do nothing about it, but he just resigned.
He just resigned because that's all he had to do. Just leave out there. Well, he done made enough money already, Ted. And plus, as soon as he resigned, he knows that he can be a lobbyist. He gonna come back and be a lobbyist for somebody, or they done put him into some fucking job on their goddamn board some damn well.
And he
Cause
got
he done
a
he done
lifetime guaranteed retirement.
guaranteed retirement, and they got a guaranteed retirement, and they got access to a whole bunch of folks that they done did they bidding for them, and they gonna make damn sure that
But
they get some money.
they have been able to hoodwink uh, 53, 55% of the people or more on all these little wedge issues that are really insignificant. Like the women, the women boy issue shit, and all of this kind of stuff that's going on that means nothing. You know, I mean, for years it was about abortion, and then they start getting on the transgender shit and all of that, and making it a big deal, like like that's prevalent. Man, I ain't seen a trend. If I have, I wouldn't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that I don't know, man. It's just these people, man. They sit there and they listen to this shit, and like it's blowed up, like it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. We
Yeah,
got we
well,
got gay
well,
people, running around doing this, and we got transgender people doing this, and they messing with the women. Now, let me ask you a question. And women, there's a lot of women, man. They want to box men. There's a lot of women that want to race men. There's a lot of women that want to play tennis against men because they know they'll make more money.
well, we got another story for tomorrow, Ted. I have to go. It is after my time here. So, what's your final word here, brother?
Well, we sitting up here complaining and we talking shit, but
I,
people.
I ain't complaining. I'm telling the truth.
Whatever. But what I'm saying is, people, get engaged. That's all I gotta say. Get engaged with this bullshit. These people are pulling They are doing all kind of stuff that make you just confused and uninformed, and it's just crazy. I mean, these people don't realize. I understand that they can put fear in your heart about every little thing, but please dig and get your research. Do your research. Ain't nobody out there to get you but the criminals.
All right, people, you heard it from us. And all I can tell you folks in my last word, if you got anything out there, you got property, don't let these people take your home and steal it from you. Don't give it up. That money is not going to mean anything, but that property going to mean a whole hell of a lot if something happens out here. And it's coming, people. We're going to have a big fucking crash. It is coming. Hold on to whatever you got. That's the only thing I can say. It's got to be worth something. If you got these billionaires and stuff out there trying to buy your property, it's worth something. A lot more than what they're telling you it's worth. Because they're grifters, just like Donald Trump is. They want to take something from you. So anyway, hold on to your shit, people. Talk to you guys later. Bye.